Many gamers were bitterly disappointed with the lack of a proper single-player campaign in Star Wars Battlefront. Subsequent updates have added more single-player content, but there's no story to speak of, and it feels more like online training as opposed to a fully fleshed out experience. But what about the recently announced Battlefront 2017? We know it's happening because at EA's investor call on November 2nd, Chief Financial Officer Blake Jorgensen said that they're working very hard on making sure a single-player campaign is an extremely deep and engaging offering. But exactly what a single-player Battlefront experience should be is the million-pound question. DICE have shown that they're more than capable of producing an engaging solo campaign, with Battlefield 1's excellent war stories, so why can't Battlefront be any different? Thanks to its beautiful graphics and spot-on art style, Battlefront is easily the most cinematic Star Wars game ever, and it was EA's chance to really set precedent for upcoming titles set in that galaxy far, far away. Second time lucky, right? So what's the solution? Well, first of all, I think we've forgotten what Battlefront was originally about. It wasn't primarily about heroes and lightsabers and space battles. It was about the foot soldier, the cannon fodder, the grunt. In fact, in the original Battlefront, which was released way back in 2004, you couldn't even play as a hero. They simply roamed the map as an NPC. Virtually invincible and frightening as hell. Now, I'm not suggesting that the game ditches heroes, or even space battles. I love heroes, and a Battlefront 2-esque capital ship space assault is what many gamers want. Well, me too. But as far as single player goes, I'm interested in those at the bottom of the Star Wars food chain. Isn't that why Finn, a humble stormtrooper, makes such an interesting character in The Force Awakens? The content itself is a difficult decision. Battlefront 2015 was all about the original trilogy, and although it proved relatively unpopular on the big screen, many fans have been calling for the introduction of planets, troops, and themes from the prequel trilogy. Let's face it, Jango Fett, clone troopers, and destroyer droids, they're all pretty cool. And then there's the Force Awakens content, a whole new Star Wars storyline, and the soon-to-exist Rogue One too. I reckon Battlefront 2017 will heavily feature content from the new trilogy, but then again, I thought that last year, and it really contained very little Force Awakens content at all, if any. But my hope is that DICE essentially replicates Battlefield 1's war stories. Hear me out. So firstly, I'm looking for the emotion that is sorely lacked in all past Battlefront games in the series. I want to know the struggles a Stormtrooper or Rebel soldier has to go through on the battlefield. I want Call of Duty or Halo-esque pseudo-gameplay cutscenes. Think of how powerful the beginning of The Force Awakens is. Stormtroopers of the First Order await deployment in their atmospheric assault lander. The ramp comes down, and blaster fire immediately rips through the ship in a scene that's reminiscent, if very toned down, to the beach landing on Omaha Beach in Saving Private Ryan. Secondly, the campaign would take the structure of war stories too. Multiple different units on multiple different planets across the galaxy during different time periods. We find out what it was like for a member of the 501st on Endor, a clone trooper's first taste of action on Geonosis, and a rebel soldier's futile attempt to hold back the Empire's walkers on Hoth. Give these soldiers names, cutscenes, personality, make us feel emotionally attached to them and their peers. This is DICE and EA's chance to give the faceless cannon fodder of the Star Wars universe a face. Finally, I'll reiterate my stance on heroes. Online hero modes are always great fun, but for the campaign, I'm not interested in controlling them. Think about it. What's more powerful? Controlling yet another Jedi as you swipe down stormtroopers with your lightsaber, as you have done a million times before? Or just glimpsing Rey as she's pursued into the forest by Kylo Ren as you fend off First Order stormtroopers at the Battle of Takodana? That's it for another wishlist video. Do you agree with my hopes for a Battlefront 2017 single player? Let me know in the comments below. Like, dislike, subscribe, check out my other videos or don't. Whatever you do, you've been watching Goose on My Arm Gaming. May the Force be with you.